What is up, Patreon? I think everything should be working now. I apologize about that. There's a bit of a delay on the start of this, only because, well, one, I got a little USB microphone out of my closet, so now we have some maybe decent audio. Let's just confirm that. What is up, Patreon? Yes, sounds actually pretty good. And yeah, the software that we're using to do the live stream for some reason wasn't quite doing what we wanted it to do. So I apologize. I already got an email this morning saying that the chat room was disabled, and that is something that's been going on right now lately on YouTube. If you want to join the live chat room, it is now active. Basically, it stays inactive until we go live, and then all of a sudden the chat room like works. So the chat room is there. What's up, Miriam, Josh, Amber? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, Josh just said you have to refresh to get the chat window, so that's all you got to do. If you're watching on Patreon, just click this video. Click, there's usually like a, my God, what am I doing? There's usually like a title to the video hovering over the video. You click it, takes you to YouTube. That's where you'll be able to see the chat room there. And Miriam's like, yeah, I can hear you well. I know, finally. I realized this is the old mic that we used to use for Ginger Runner Live, and I just had it stashed away in the closet. I was like, I don't need to get a new one. Because remember, we used to use this for the live shows, but now we do for Patreon Crew Live. But now I realize we have this old USB mic. I can just pull it out of the closet, plug it in, and it sounds much better than having to use the Echo mic. Let me reposition this camera. Get you more right up in my grill. First, welcome everybody. Happy October. Oh my God. Cannot believe. That's even better. That's actually not that great. Sorry. It's very bright. And it's a nice upshot. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But happy October. Cannot believe it's October already. Kim and I were just talking the other day about how September just didn't happen. It's like September just didn't even exist. It was here and then it was gone. It's crazy. Like the trees here are completely changed at this point. It happened like that. And we went for a little run yesterday on a local mountain called Cougar Mountain, and we noticed that a lot of the leaves that were on the ground they didn't even change color. They were just bright green. But that was something that we were told would happen. Like the news was saying that because of the lack of rain this summer, is one of the driest summers on record, that all the trees with leaves that fall, they're not going to have a lot of color this year for some reason. And it's because of the lack of moisture, I guess, in the trees and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. Oh, look at this. What's up, Brian? Brian, you might be the official first, I don't even know what to call it, YouTube join club. So I'll let you guys know this. You're all Patreon supporters, so don't feel the need to do any of this. Brian, I think, is just the first that I've noticed that has signed up on YouTube as their. It's a program that YouTube started a couple of months ago. I didn't start it because it just felt a lot like Patreon. It's basically like a support system on YouTube. I think it's $4.99 a month. They basically say, yeah, you can create this. It's like Patreon. Program on YouTube where for $4.99 a month you can give the people who join perks. The perks that they give them are like badges and emojis. So Brian is the first one that I've actually seen that has those badges, and the badges change the longer you are a member of it. This is I think there's like a new member badge, and then there's a 1 month badge, a 3 month, 6 month, a year, and a 2 year badge, or it's like a lifetime achievement sort of badge. And then there's emojis. So I wasn't going to advertise it. Wasn't going to do anything about that. So Brian, I think you were the first member of that. Just, I was excited to see the little badges. I'm like, oh my God, the badges are working. I want to see if the emoji works. Oh, look at that. I think it does. I got to make custom emojis, including the dovetail one. Kim is making coffee right now. Kim is going to join us, but she's just making coffee. Okay. I want my Gus emoji. Oh, yeah, where's that one? We did make that. Yeah. Right there. Little Gus emoji. Brian, do you not get access to the emojis yet? You should be. Anyways, there's 4 emojis I think at this point. There's a here. I'll just show. Sorry guys, little tangent. Yeah, here we go. Ginger Run. That one's mine. This is Kim. There's Gus and Dovetail. So yeah, there's all the emojis. Sorry. Okay, we'll talk about something else. Brian, awesome man. Really appreciate the support. Way to jump in there. And you're gonna be the first and only person during all live streams and all everywhere to be able to use those emojis. And I can change those at any time. We can come up with custom ones. So if there's things that you're like, oh yeah, the train race beer, we can bring a train race beer emoji in there, all that sort of stuff. You can do all sorts of cool custom things. Anyways, okay. Let's scroll back up here, guys. I want to make sure that. Oh, hi, bud. Gus is in the room. Gus, come say hi to everybody. Oh. Just so everyone knows, Gus is doing much, much better. Hi, buddy. He had a rough week. He's orange for October. A lot of pumpkin action going on. He had a rough couple of weeks after the surgery to remove his salivary glands. But we had him in a cone for a long time, and he scratched the wound open at one point when Kim and I weren't looking. It was really like weeks of us just having to pay attention every single moment to him, just like a baby. And of course, the one moment I step outside for 2 minutes to take the garbage out, and Kim jumps into the shower real quick, come back in, and Gus is sitting there, and his neck is all a little bloody. He's much better. That was a week and a half ago, I believe. So he's much, much better. You can't see it because his scar is on the other side of his neck, but it's doing much, much better. Good boy. So that's an update on Gus. Okay, but let's go through the chat room. So, if this is your first GR Crew Live, or Patreon Crew Live is what it used to be called, it's a monthly update of just kind of what's going on here at Ginger Runner headquarters. You get a good chance to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes here. Many of you have been a member at this level or above for a long time, so this is nothing new to you, but it's cool for those who maybe have jumped in for the first time. Here you go, buddy. You get a chance to kind of see what the studio looks like. It's real classy studio. Got the clamp lamps and all that stuff. But this is an opportunity to also ask any questions, stuff that pops up during the month, whether it's about live streams, about guests that we have on the show, reviews, films, anything like that. So you get to ask those questions in the chat room. Kim, again, will be joining us here in just a second. She's just making us some coffee. But we'll try to get through all of them. Sometimes there's lots of questions. Sometimes there's not a lot. But then also we like to talk about things that are upcoming, things that are currently happening. And today we're talking about GRGR. There's no doubt about it, because GRGR is 2 days away. I can't believe it. September didn't happen. So before we knew it, it's October. So before I even get into that, I just kind of want to go through the chat room, make sure everything is all good. Everyone's doing well. So how is everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Deb says she got the chat room working. Awesome. And Brian is like, it's my all-time favorite peeps. What's up, dude? Really appreciate the support there, and I hope those badges work out. It's kind of cool to see. Kim Wrinkle, what's up, Kim? We had Kim on the show last Monday. Kim Wrinkle is an amazing human. Kim, how are you recovering? I got the message that you are now eating well, like you're getting food in and you're being able to eat all the things, because you had 98 miles under your feet as of last weekend, and that is a huge undertaking to crush a 100-miler, essentially. 98 miles is pretty much 100 miles, and I imagine you're quite hungry all week. Miriam says, I can only stay until 10:30. I blame Elon. Miriam, there's a lot of things we're blaming Elon for right now. That's really funny. Amber says, YouTube, that's a weird feature. No bueno. Regarding the live chat room not popping live until, I don't know why either. I don't know, because it never used to be the case, right, guys? Like, I would post, here's where the live stream is, and you could jump into the chat room, and no big deal. Amber's like, happy Friday, everybody. Yes, happy Friday. So sorry we didn't do it yesterday. Yesterday was one of those days that it just got away from us. Because the email went out, all this stuff, but there was just a lot of work that went down yesterday, and before we knew it, we were back home at 8 p.m. I was like, there's no way I could post, hey, we're going live in 20 minutes, come join us. It's not very nice. So I was like, let's just do it tomorrow morning. Now. And Amber's like, beard. Yes. Oh my God, my beard has got to go. It's at the point where I can actually puff it out, and that's too extreme. Long live the beard. Gonna have to grow mine back, says Bram. I don't know. Like, sometimes I love it. I'm getting white in the middle here. I'm getting old. But sometimes I'm like, oh God, I don't know about that. Chat on computer works. No chat on iPhone. Suggestions. Kim, try. There goes Kim. Speaking of Kim, she's got to take Gus out to go potty. Kim Wrinkle. I would try closing it down. Close down the YouTube app, and then re-clicking the stream over. Are you on the Patreon site watching? That's my first question. Because remember, the Patreon site doesn't have the live chat. So you will have to go to the YouTube page. So if you're on a phone, I think the best way to do that, I think if you're on the Patreon page, you can still click the video link, and it will take you over to the app. Because you want to be in the app. You want to be in the YouTube app. Maybe also depends on the tree. We have some changing leaves here. That was regarding the leaves, yeah. Maple trees didn't change color. I want my Gus emoji. Dovetail badges. We don't need no stinkum badges. Oh wow, lots of chat. Okay, guys, sorry, it just updated for me. So let's start going through some stuff. How about a ginger beard emoji? Yeah, we'll make that happen. Yeah, I'm on Chrome and both iPhone and computer. Wanted to go outside, but no chat possible. Yeah, I'm on Chrome. So I think that's what's up, Kim Wrinkle. Is you need to be in the YouTube app. The YouTube app has all that chat feature, and you can join the chat, no problem, from a mobile device. So to do that, I think you'll need to, like, on your phone, you'll need to, like, hold your thumb on the Patreon, like the video player on the Patreon page, and it should be able to open up there. Way to go, Gus. Just stay inside with a nice beer. Yep. I'm having a looking brew called Hapaki. Hey y'all, I'm watching but headed out with Rocky. No chat on the iPhone. Hey Kim Wrinkle, go walk Rocky. I've never been able to get the chat to work on my phone, only desktop. So I think that's what the case is, guys, just in case you want to get the live chat working on. It works for me. Like, I get it to work all the time. It just has to work in the app. So glad to hear that Gus is doing amazing. What a champ. He's such a champ. The fact that he's been through so much in the last 3 months, and he's hanging in. His personality's finally coming back. I've been telling some people, it's just like you can see, he's playful now, and he wants to go for his toys now, and it's hard. He can't actually grip his toys anymore with his mouth, but it's really, really great to see him back. For those who don't know, maybe this is the first time you're hearing, we try to update on social media to a point, but our pup Gus, who we adopted a couple years ago, we found a tumor, had to have his jaw removed, and there's been some complications in the last few months regarding that surgery and some follow-up surgeries. He's fine now. He's totally good. Like, we're on the other side, it feels like, and that's what's great. So just giving you guys a bit of an update. Here we go. Now we can talk about a question. Any thoughts on the GoPro 7? Great question, Geek with a Cider Nerd. I'm going to get one. And the reason I'm going to get one is because right now I'm working with the GoPro Fusion, which is the 360 camera that GoPro released a while ago. That's basically what I've been shooting some of these videos with. And I have a GoPro 5. If I had a GoPro Hero 6, I don't think I'd upgrade. Hey, buddy. Is it raining outside?
He was very excited to go outside until he realized it was raining.
Yeah, he's a little anti-rain. He's a little California boy. Hi, bud. So I'm going to look at getting the GoPro Hero 7 because of some of those new features, those like hyper smooth features and stuff. It's intriguing. I have not yet tested it. I haven't got my hands on it. But if I hate running with the gimbal. I've run with the gimbal with my GoPros often, and it's just another thing to fail. It's another battery thing. It's another device. When you run with a gimbal and a GoPro, normally you have to turn the gimbal on, start the camera, start running, start recording, stop the camera, turn the gimbal up. So you're dealing with like 4 or 5 different things. With this, the Fusion, this has been the easiest addition to running with the camera, and it's been just great. But I'll tell you why it's not great in a second. So 360 cameras are fantastic because you just have to hold it and it shoots everything everywhere. You noticed the most recent video that I did last week where we went up to Rattlesnake Ledge. That was all shot with this. The previous Adventure Club video that we did on Snow Lake also shot with this. Orcas Island video shot with this. It's easy because all I have to do is press record and just hold it. That's it. And it automatically gimbals because it has built-in gyroscopes and all sorts of things, and it's able to compensate running and bouncing in the software itself. The downside is that the quality of footage from that camera is not great. I'm going to get a little nerdy, but the 2 cameras facing either direction I think are 5.7K cameras. When you crop in, you just lose a lot of resolution. So the new GoPro Hero 7 does not do a 360. It literally is just shooting just like a regular GoPro, one direction. But it has this new Hypersmooth stuff, which uses internal gyroscopes, much like the Fusion, to balance out the footage. It is not perfect. It will not replace a gimbal, but it is improved. So if there is a way I can just run and document stuff with just a camera and not have to worry about a gimbal and all this extra equipment, I'm going to try it. So that's why I'm looking at it. The reason I say wouldn't upgrade if it's a GoPro Hero 6 that you have is because it's essentially the same camera. You'd be spending another $300 or $350, whatever it is, for just the Hypersmooth feature. And at that point, I'm like, no, spend half as much, spend $100, get a gimbal, and then just be done with it. Because the quality of the camera is the same for both. So I hope that answers that question, Geek with a Cider Nerd. I'll have to report back. I will most likely do a review on that camera because I think a lot of our audience, when I started running with GoPros back in 2011 and 12, that's kind of what people really wanted to know. Amber says, Ethan, have you created music for a show called Red vs. Blue? I have not. Brian says, I just want to make sure that you got my package. I don't have to talk about it. Yes, Brian, I believe it's okay. You could, if it's the beers, is it the 2 beers? Because I think that was from you. Is this it, Brian?
That is it.
We can talk about it, Brian. Brian sent us these 2 beers, Mind Shaker Milkshake Double IPA with raspberry and blueberry, 1 pint of something random. These look insane good. I think the packaging is really good. It looks delicious. We haven't opened it yet because I figured we were going to open it during a Ginger Runner Live or maybe the GRGR results episode next week. Yeah. But thank you, Brian. Thank you. We just got it this weekend. We were able to go grab it from our mailbox. What's up, Tony? Kim says, just got mine. Love it. Video stabilization is amazing. So Kim Wrinkle just got the GoPro Hero 7, and he sent me a picture. He's like, look what I got. And I was like, oh my God, I want to get one too. So Kim is testing it right now, and you can go check out Kim's. You haven't probably uploaded anything yet, Kim, right? But I know that Kim is very simple as well. Like he likes, I think, do you even use a selfie stick, Kim, or do you just carry the camera? So I'll be really curious to see what you could do. Kim, maybe this is something you can do, is take both cameras out with you on one of your hikes or one of your runs and just film like you would normally do with your camera and just compare the two. You only have to take 2 pieces of footage and just cram them together. Or like hold them both at the same time. You know, I'd be interested to see that Hypersmooth feature compared to the GoPro Hero. I think you had you had the Session or the 6. Oh, guys, coffee delivery. You can put it right there.
On this?
Yeah. Now we can begin. It's hot. It's really hot. Any tips to get me outside and running? I'm going through my worst bout of depression in years, and while I know that trail running is the only thing that helps me, it feels impossible to start. Ingen, you're not alone. So first of all, Thank you for even asking that, and I know that it's probably difficult sometimes to ask those types of questions and to put it out there in the open. You are in a great environment here. Um, Both Kim and myself are very, very open and willing to talk about all sorts of stuff like that. Our community is as well. And just so you know, the camera's right here.
I never look at the right. I'm looking at the
At the
GoPro.
GoPro.
On the...
So Ingen, obviously, we're not therapists or any of that kind of thing, so I can't tell you the cause of any of this or any of that sort of thing or how to fix it. I will say that right now, this season it is so common for people to start getting into that seasonal effectiveness disorder sort of time, where the clouds start rolling in, the sun starts disappearing.
It's dark when you go
It's
to work.
dark when you go to work.
When you come home from work.
Yeah. So it's called SAD, which is,
Yeah.
seasonal effectiveness disorder is a very real thing, and it affects a lot of people, a lot more than what anyone would even care to admit. So that might just be the start of that. Of course, if this is a different diagnosis from your own doctor, then that's what it is. I will just say that that's definitely affecting a lot of people right now. So maybe that's playing a role.
We've heard from a lot of people that are having a hard time getting out and going for runs, and we have the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's kind of that like cozy time of year. It's kind of dreary outside.
Yep. Like right now today, it's raining, it's cloudy.
I went outside. I was like, I'm so glad today's a rest day.
Yeah, I have a couple miles maybe, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be rest day.
But if you're up for like running with people, it might be a good time just to reach out to somebody, or even I've reached out to two good friends of mine who aren't really runners, but I'm trying to encourage them to start. And that gives me more motivation to get outside too, right? Like, so I don't know.
There's gonna be pressure on you to you're gonna be putting pressure on yourself to get out, right? I think talking to friends, talking to other people in your community, even if it is just one person that you know that will go out with you on a hike or a walk, the goal is to get outside. Just get outside and try to get outside like midday, because if it again, I forget where you live specifically. Again, you don't have to say, but
Ian, I think, is here.
Yeah, I think she is here.
Here-ish.
So I think reaching out to a friend and even just going for a walk or a hike or just getting outdoors is going to be a huge help. If you do suffer from seasonal effectiveness disorder, like that is what you're kind of dealing with right now. And this goes for anybody, because a lot of people deal with this, even if they don't know what it is. It's just they're just like, oh, I'm just kind of down because of the seasons. They do make seasonal effectiveness disorder lights. My brother uses one and he loves it. It's literally just a flat panel of light. So it's like $20 off Amazon.
Yeah, the clinic, I used to work in a medical clinic, and around this time of year, we'd see a huge spike in people coming in with either depression or heightened anxiety or just essentially like the SAD, SAD symptoms. And my office, like the doctors in my office, bought the lights to have in our office because it was just hard, and it feels weird kind of at first, but a lot of people swear by them.
She's saying, it's been going on all summer. It started when I couldn't run after Sun Mountain 50K due to an injury. This is classic. Running and hiking is my antidepressant, but I am deep in the hole right now.
Can you pick like a goal, like even a small goal, something to look forward to? I don't know, that kind of helps me.
I think there's a couple things at play. Again, I'm not trying to diagnose anything. We're not doctors.
But we're here for you guys
to soundboard. Yeah. And just reading that, Ingen, just reading that short little paragraph, I'm like, a couple things are going on. One, you had a 50K, and anytime you train up to a race and you run a race, there's always that like pit afterwards where you accomplish a goal. Post-race blues. That's normal. Plus you come out of it with an injury. That's a huge trigger to put someone in that exact category of like, I don't want to go outside. What is normally my cure is not.
Not making me happy. Yeah.
Because you are injured, and injury, my 2017 was like miserable because of that damn injury that I got at the beginning of the year. All year I was just grumpy. None of my runs felt good. There were days I was telling Kim, I was like, I'll never run again. I'll never run normal, like, all these sorts of things. So I just want you to know that whatever you're feeling is normal. That's first and foremost, it's normal. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that have that exact same feeling, even though it feels very unique and individual. That's the big thing about these like lows that people feel. It is unique and individual to you, but I promise you there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people that feel the exact same unique and individual symptoms, so you're not alone.
Just like be kind to yourself, and I think as runners it feels hard because we do feel like that is our happy place, like being outside and running. But at the same time, it's okay to give yourself a break, even though it sounds like it's been a while. I don't know.
Yeah, and again,
try not to be so
definitely don't be hard on yourself.
So even if it is 5 or 10 minutes getting out, if I think you have kids, with your kids, or if you have a dog, or asking a friend to take their dog for a walk or something, even something small, I think is a good start.
And listen, if running or any of that sort of stuff is stressing you out, or not being able to run is stressing you out, don't sweat it. Like, don't put the pressure on yourself. Just don't worry about it. It's okay. I think the chat room is being incredibly supportive. You have a community here, first and foremost, Ingen. You have a community here of people who are just willing to listen and probably have had the exact same things that you're going through. In fact, many of them are saying here, I have the same sort of thing. So I would say if running is giving you that stress of like, oh, I just need to get out and get for a run, I'm like, how can I not be running right now? It's okay. One thing I like to do is try to find something that you look forward to. It can be going to a movie. It can be baking a cake. Like, what gives you joy, or what is? I know that trail running, of course, you said that trail running gives you joy, and it's kind of your antidepressant.
And that's how you felt too, and it was really hard for you when it kind of turned south.
It's like that's what's been going on with me with trail running in general. Is like what was 3 years ago, my cure 2 years ago became not my cure and actually became part of the problem. So I've been dealing with that nonstop. I know I sound all jovial and like, oh, I solved my problem right now. It's not true. It's definitely like, it's morning, so my brain is definitely like the fire on all cylinders mode. But I also, for myself, like to try to find something that gives me joy. It might not have anything to do with running. It could be, for me, it could be playing a video game. Like sometimes I like to just sit down and play a video game for a couple hours.
Yourself. Go out for a nice dinner, or go reward yourself with something. I don't know.
Start there.
Like something small.
Something small, something that will give you joy, or something you can look forward to. That's an immediate trigger for me to like just not think about the things that are making me upset, and try to think about the things that make me happy. And again, that's going to be individual. Like for me, it could be playing a video game, going to see a movie with Kim, going to have a nice dinner, or baking a cake and seeing the results and eating the entire cake. Those sorts of things. They're small. They're small.
And I will say, like, I went through a major slump. And some of you guys who maybe followed me on Strava know that I don't update on there anymore. I don't know if you're on Strava, but besides GRGR and having to be on Strava, step away from numbers, like take your watch off.
Yeah.
Another weird thing for me that helped over the last couple months is I got a brand new pair of shoes, and all of a sudden I was like, this is amazing, and I want to run in these all the time. That seems super silly, but it could be something as like a new piece of gear that you're excited to take out on the trail.
It could be a new jacket, like a new rain jacket, where you really want to just go out and like test it out in the rain, Going through these seasons where, especially up here in the Northwest, it's rainy, it's dark, it's cloudy. Anytime you go to the woods, it's even darker.
Yeah.
For us, for sure, like a new piece of gear is always a good reason. So, grabbing a new jacket, a new pair of shoes, or something to just like go test and just go see how it works in those environments can get you out for that one or two runs a week that you need. But again, don't put pressure on yourself. You have a great community here. I know you're a member on the Facebook community and all that stuff too. So,
And feel free to reach out to either one of us.
Please.
As well, anytime.
Please, please, please. Yeah, Amber saying went through the same thing. And Bram is saying, yep, I can imagine the first step is the hardest, but the first step is the first step to new adventures. And first step will always be hardest, and of course, it's one of those, it's the hardest. It always is. Each step gets easier after. It's cliche, but, you know, I think you know that. Amber saying that 2 months later, I'm now going outside for fun. No race on the calendar. Doing it for me. Hope this helps. Yeah. So lots of great feedback here, guys. Lots of good comments. I think I have said during the summer, I hate trying to go out and fight the bugs and 90% humidity on the East Coast. The fall and winter are my favorite times of year to get outside. See, and it can absolutely do that. It doesn't have to be fall and winter that make people kind of go to the hole. It can be the spring or summertime, because a lot of people, some people don't like sun and hot and heat and bugs and humidity. It goes both ways. Amber, I like the way you're phrasing this. Giving yourself grace is one of the best things we can do when we're in a slump. Absolutely. Give yourself that grace. Know that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling first and foremost. And small goals, celebrate those small goals. Lots of great advice. Ingan, I imagine you're reading through all of these, and I'm sure some of them are connecting a little bit more. But yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out. I do want to talk about running tights. That's not what I want to talk about, but Ingan is saying that I could use new running tights. Perfect. If that's
sometimes it's like one little thing and it seems super insignificant, and like you bought a million pairs of running tights before, but sometimes it's just that one little thing that helps get you out. So
yeah. Okay, cool. So I do want to talk about GRGR. We are 48 hours away. We'll see. Technically, the start would be less than 48 hours.
For some people, yes.
Yes. Okay. Very excited about this year because, like, truly global. We have, last year was like the first year that we had people all over the globe participating, and that's when I kind of was like, this is more than a virtual run. This isn't that. One, I hated the term virtual run, because this also was turning into so much more. So this year we have people from across the globe, and I'm so excited. So as GR crew members, I'm going to request that if you are participating in GRGR this weekend, video clips. I want to try to include all of your video clips, because I did in the email. First of all, make sure you got the email. So I sent it yesterday. I think it probably went to a lot of you last night, maybe this morning, maybe you checked your inbox this morning. Just make sure you got that email. It has all the breakdown of like where to submit, and all that stuff. Oh, I should probably turn off submissions. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just realizing. Can I turn? Just want to make sure. Sorry.
You okay? I don't know what you're doing.
The submission form is open, and I didn't want it to be open.
I submitted mine last night, so I don't know.
You did?
So I win.
I feel like I cannot. Accepting responses. Not accepting responses. That's what we want. Okay, done. Easy. Easy peasy. But the submission form was in that email, so you can submit all of your stuff. But one request I wanted to do specifically for GR Crew, and I did mention this to everybody in the email, but I'm going to have you guys add something a little bit extra in the subject of the email.
Post on Patreon, I think, too.
I will post on Patreon. In case you missed this, in case you're not watching the live stream, you're not going to hear what I'm about to say. You're not even going to hear what I just said.
I don't know if I'm hearing you.
Anyways. Video clips. I would love 3 to 5 second video clips. The reason I say 3 to 5 seconds, because it's very short, is if you go back and watch last year's recap video, there were so many video submissions. I could not get to all of them. So the ones that I do want to get to, I just want to make sure that I can use all of it. Because if you give me a 10 to 20 second clip, that's going to be a 20 to 30 minute video. And as much as I'd love to put out a 20 and 30 minute video, I like to keep it around 10 minutes or less. So keep the clips quick, and just make sure you say like, hey, hey, it's Ethan.
My name's Ethan.
Yeah. Hey, it's Ethan from Seattle, Washington. GR is awesome. That's all it needs to be, right? I just would love a name, a location, and, throw in whatever you want. It can even, you don't have to film yourself. It can be filming wherever you are. Like, show me the view.
I like seeing faces, but
faces
if
is
you don't
great.
Want to show your face, that's
it's okay.
Fine. Can you click back over the chat?
Yeah. Sorry. Go get the live chat. Sorry, everybody.
Whoa.
But I think that is what I want to collect, because I think last year we got a ton of submissions. I want to make sure that we use GR crew member submissions primarily. So in the subject, it's very easy to do. If you're bringing your phone out there, record horizontal, not vertical, but record horizontal. Do whatever you want, whether you want to do a selfie or film out. Make it very quick, and then just email me that video clip. In the email I sent to everybody about GRGR, it has my email in there. You can email me. It's thegingerrunner@gmail.com. Use the subject GRGR video clip. That's it. It'll be filtered into an email thread that I have where it has all the clips. And then in the subject of that email, in the body, not subject. The subject is GRGR video clip, but in the body, just write Patreon crew member or GR crew member. Just let me know that you are a member of the GR crew. That way I can take that and flag it and put it into a special folder where I can be like, these are the ones I need to use first. Does that make sense? Yeah. And Kim is like, Hero 7 video clips. Perfect.
I was just like, I didn't
Perfect.
say that.
No, the other Kim Wrinkle. Good coffee this morning.
I think I need 10.
We can do 10.
I feel like...
Kim has... I want to give this Kim a warm GR crew round of applause.
Oh, yay! I don't know why. Why?
Oh, you want to know why?
Oh, not this Kim, the one behind
me? Yeah,
me.
the other one. So all of the head wraps that have gone out, all of the GR registration swag bags, Kim has been working her ass off in this house, which is not huge, but like gathering... We have boxes full of gear, but gathering everything, putting everything together, folding it up, packaging it well and nicely, and been sending them to everybody. So while I'm in here editing and making music and doing all that stuff, she's been just crushing the shipping game. It is not easy. It is tedious. We love doing it. We do not want to hand it off.
Yeah, we've had people be like, oh, you can hire people super cheap to go do this for you, or you can get wherever the printer is to package it. And I keep being very hesitant to outsource any of that because I feel like we're
agree.
Very like small grassroots, and I like to actually
everything
get in there
you have.
Kim
has touched and folded and all that.
Probably
stuff.
Gus hair in it.
There's probably Gus hair in it. We apologize. Not really. Everyone gets a piece of Gus. But Kim and I both agree that because we are small, we want to do everything, and sometimes to a detriment, because it does take a little bit longer to ship out everything, right? So it takes us...
Yeah, like at the beginning when we first released the wraps to the public, it got super backlogged, but I feel like I got everything out in a pretty timely fashion.
I mean, literally 18, 20 hours of Kim sitting, printing labels, packaging, taping. So Kim deserves just like the round of applause, some really nice warm hugs.
Oh, warm hugs. Oh, you cracked my back.
I did crack your back. Mwah. And some kisses. She did a lot of extra work to make sure everyone got this stuff.
I do love doing it.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that I really love, and I love seeing familiar names on it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This person is getting another one of these, or I like seeing all the different addresses from all around the world. While we're talking about the wraps really quick, I'm gonna call this person out in the chat room. Because I thought this was really, really awesome, and I don't know if anybody else can also say the same. But Geek with a Side of Nerd in the chat room posted yesterday. They have every single head wrap that we have ever made.
It's awesome.
And it was really, really cool to see every one of them laid out.
And I think Geek with a Side of Nerd actually has... Do you have one of the original cap sacks? I forget. I think Geek with a Side of Nerd has I think he has one of every merch item that we've offered at this point over the years. But did all the wraps sell out? No. Unfortunately, no, because we kind of planned it to where
we could have a little bit in stock and stuff.
A little
too,
bit in
right?
stock. Yeah. It's like, it's been great. I'm not. I don't mean to be like, no. I'm not being a sad sack or anything. But we got a certain number based off of like the surgery costs and stuff like that, and we have lots of the GR Crew ones left, which I was really surprised about. So if you have not gotten your GR Crew wrap, guys, get it.
And everybody in this chat room
Should have
got
gotten
it
them
for free.
Yeah.
Right? Is it $10?
$10 and $25. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We had a very awesome, wonderful, kind Patreon supporter buy a head wrap for each $10 and $25 member. $100, $50. We sent out packages to everyone early on when we first got the head wrap. So $50 and $100 should already have theirs for sure. $10 and $20. You guys have a coupon to get one for free. So just get it. I was really surprised when I put that coupon up that not everyone got one. It's a coupon for a free for a free head wrap, for a GR Crew wrap. Just get it. It's free shipping and everything. It costs you nothing. So I encourage you to get it because we have a
some.
we have a stack. Yeah, we have a stack of the GR Crew ones. Not a ton, but the other ones we do have plenty available. So we're just trying to find ways to.
You can purchase additional GR Crew ones after you redeem your free one too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a little bit unclear. Some people are like, "Oh, I got one, but am I allowed to get another one?" Blah 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 blah.
The reason I said get one originally was because Shopify, which is what the service we use to sell them, allowed only like the coupon that gets you that free head wrap. You could technically go in and type in, I want 20, and it would give you all 20 for free. And that was the only thing we were trying to avoid was abuse of the coupon. None of you would do that. So now you can go in and get another one if you want, I would say. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, GR coming up Sunday. Just a reminder that it starts at midnight and goes to midnight on the day of the 7th. So
in your time zone.
In your time zone. If you live international or wherever time zone you're in, it just starts midnight to midnight your time. We're going to collect all the results. They basically need to get to us. I think it's by Monday at like 9 p.m. or something. It says in the email and says in all the rules, but you have like an additional 24 hours after. A little bit less than that, I think, to submit your results. We'll tabulate, and then on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, we're going to do a Ginger Runner Global Run awards show. Elevation Culture sent me a photo of the trophies this year. They're pretty legit. So they're bigger trophies that will have a watch stand and a sunglasses and or phone stand element. So basically, it's a trophy that you can have bedside or in your workout room or wherever. They're like self-standing, and you can put there's like a little watch holder and a little stand to put your sunglasses, or iPhone or whatever phone you have on. So it kind of displays whatever gear you have in addition to displaying the GR thing. So I'm pretty excited about him. I gave him my notes yesterday on the design. He's going to make them today and send them out. We'll get them on Monday in time for the show. I was just looking to see if he emailed us new pictures this morning. But he's awesome. Elevation Culture. The whole crew there is really, really great. Handmade.
Yeah, I hope you guys
medals.
liked the medals this year.
Yeah.
I thought they were really cool.
Yeah, the medals are rad this year.
That was another thing that I loved seeing is people that have all 3 medals and all 3 patches from the previous years. It's really neat.
Geek with the Side of Nerd. Take care of my friend. Have a good one.
Kim says, paid for my GR Crew head wrap on purpose. Go Gus.
Who said that?
Kim Wrinkle.
Kim Wrinkle.
We're happy to send you another one if you want another one. If you do, just email me because the Patreon member that purchased them wanted to make sure they got one for everyone as well.
Yeah.
Because that was their contribution to the community and also to Gus. So.
Yeah, the Patreon crew member really wanted to just make sure the community got something, and he was a big fan of like making sure everyone. One thing that we really wanted with these GR Crew wraps was that ability to wear it, and you see someone else at a race with a GR Crew wrap, and it's like,
yeah, we
both support the same person and then the same community, and we're part of the same sort of team, and sort of have that bond. And eventually, someday we'll probably have shirts and things like that are much more. You can see it from far away, but there's something cool about seeing that subtle little detail, like a head wrap or a scarf or something, or a wristband. It's just like, oh, we're both in that community together. So this individual was like, I want to make sure as many people can have this as possible. So he's basically keeping tabs on how many $10 and $25 level people get one. If you have not gotten it, go back a couple posts on Patreon. There's a coupon code for you to use. Free shipping and all that stuff.
Kim, just shoot me a message if you want one.
Yeah.
Want another one.
And Kim's saying, cool, but I want my money to go to Gus.
It all is.
It all is. You know, we plan this specifically for Gus, like all the wraps that are publicly available and the quantities and all that sort of thing.
And we saw a wrap out in the wild the other day, and it was a really cool thing.
It was cool. Like, these are new. So, you know, it's one thing to see a wrap that we sold 2 years ago or 4 years ago and be like, whoa, that's really neat to see that still in use.
Yeah.
But these are like brand new, and so people are like just now getting them. And we were running up and down Tiger, and some guy runs by. I think we actually have met him before, and he's a member of the community. But we saw him wearing the head wrap, and it was kind of one of those, hey, that's mine. Like, that's really cool. He didn't really say hi. He said hi, but didn't like stop or anything. I think he knew who we were. I would imagine.
We've met him a couple times.
Yeah. I must have missed the GR Crew Wrap voucher code. I'll try to get more time for Ultra Trail Cape Town. Yes, Aaron, go back. Just go back a couple posts. Yep, it's on the Patreon page. Just go back a couple posts. And thank you, Kim. By the way, 115 members in the GR Crew Strava Club currently. I thought there was more than that.
That's a GR Crew Strava Club, not GR.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a GR Crew Strava Club.
I don't know. Was it Kim? Was it you that started it? I don't know who. Somebody started it a while back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to be a member.
Can't
do it. Let me know, Kim Wrinkle, if you need like logos or anything like that, because I think well, even the logo that I use for this live stream is we could do something like that.
Was it just your face?
It's just my face. I could turn my face into an emoji.
No.
We have the little YouTube specific emojis. Brian Goldman, you can see Brian Goldman is a member of the YouTube thing. Yeah. So he was able to use some of those emojis. We can change those up at any time, but I think we should do like our faces. So mine will be my face, yours will be your face, and
mine
then we have Gus.
Mine will be your face, yours will be Gus's face.
That's not confusing at all. The group was originally miles for a person who.
Oh, right. Okay.
They who shall not be named. I can't wait to take my GR wraps with me in my first 100 attempt next month. I'm going to use the GR Crew and Kim's recent experience at Bear to get me through the tough times. Brian, you were going to crush it.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Just so you know, those GR Crew wraps and all the new head wraps, they have a little Gus paw on them, and we call it the power paw. Because anytime we're feeling low, just remember, this poor dog has been through a lot. Tap it, and it's an instant power boost, I promise. But Brian, man, you got a great community here. A lot of people with a lot of experience. Kim Wrinkle last weekend tackled the Bear 100 and pushed and pushed and pushed. A lot of members of this community have run 100 milers before, so be sure to jump into that Facebook community. And if you need any advice, you probably don't at this point, but if you need any guidance or any of that sort of stuff, just reach out, man. This community is incredible. But you've got a whole team of people behind you just pushing and making sure that you got it done. And if you find yourself out there stuck and you have cell signal, jump into the Facebook chat. I bet if you're like, I'm at mile 70 and I need a boost, you're going to get like 50 comments within the first 20 minutes, and we'll make sure you get that boost. So the group is okay. Kim says yes a while back. Yeah. Ingen, I can't believe I forgot. We all did. All gone.
Amber says, for fun, what is everyone running in these days?
Shoe-wise, Amber, I'm believing.
What are you running in these days?
I'm rotating between a lot of stuff. I actually just put in my request for a bunch of new review samples because I realized like I've kind of rotated through a lot of what I've been using. Speedgoat 2s are kind of my go-to long run shoe right now. And what did I run in yesterday? Oh, I did not like them.
They did not work for your
They were the
yesterday.
Saucony, I forget what it is, ST or TR something. They're probably in the garbage can. I wore them. I got them like 6 months ago. I was like, oh, I'm going to review these. Wore them a couple times. I'm like, I don't like them. Put them off to the side. And then yesterday I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about these shoes. Let's run in these. Let's see what these are all about again. And within the first 6 steps, I was like, oh, yeah, I hate them. That's right. Brian says, I will try and waddle up to you guys at TNF to say hi. I'm going to be cheering on Brian this year. Yes, please come say hi. Please. Any chance you could add me to the GR Crew Shenanigans? Just requested. Yes. Excited to wear my wraps tomorrow at Cuyamaca. Deb, here's the deal with Cuyamaca. Crush it. That's the deal with it.
Deb, I'm going to give you some really solid advice now.
Crush it. So here's the deal with Cuyamaca. It is a beautiful, runnable course. Deb, remind me where you live. I forget where you train. I know now, living in the Pacific Northwest, that Cuyamaca is like easy compared to some of the trails that are up here. It's 100K.
Terrain-wise.
It's not easy. The terrain is easy because it's very runnable. I think there's only one section, if I remember correctly, that is technical, and that is half of the descent off Cuyamaca Peak, which you take care of in Loop 1. So that's the one thing that I tell people is there is a technical section. I remember at Phoenix, that's right. So Phoenix has lots of technical trails, lots of rocky stuff. That actually will fit perfectly with Cuyamaca. So there's a technical descent off of Cuyamaca Peak. I remember it being beautiful. I think they set up a Strava segment during that section too. I don't know if they still do that, but they have like this Strava segment where they encouraged people to try to PR. Don't do that. It is way too early in that race to try to push the pace, and it's really technical, so it can get kind of dicey through there, really rocky. Loop 2 is the toughest loop. So Loop 2 is where I just went off the rails. I came in after Loop 1, which is around 30 miles. You come into this main hub aid station. And Loop 2, within the first mile, I just crumbled. And it's only because you're at mile 30-something. You just need to make sure you take in all the calories you need up into that point. Because it's a lonely section. If you go back to my video, that's the section where I had that low. And there's these wide open spaces that just I felt really lonely. Because there's no trees, there's no mountains, you're kind of just in these rolling hills. But the aid station at the end of Loop 2 is one of the best aid stations I've ever encountered. I hope it's still the case, but it had you could hear it from a mile away. I was running with this older lady at that point who was just the kindest person. She's like, I'm going to run with you. You're gonna come with me. We're going to get to this, I think it's East Mesa Trail aid station. And they're the kindest people. They do costumes and music, and they have food. And she's like, just come with me. We're going to do this together. And so I hung with her, and that aid station was like a godsend. So on Loop 2, if you're feeling low, you're feeling slow, just know that the very end of it, the last aid station before you finish Loop 2, has all the food.
I hope it's the same.
I hope it's the same.
She's going to get there and they've moved it.
Yeah, we got gummy bears. I was like, no. I believe it's still the same.
Probably the same.
I feel like this race has a lot of history, and I imagine it's the same. The third loop has some of the best views because you get up onto a high ridge that lets you look out onto the high desert, and you can see forever. So look forward to the aid station on Loop 2 and look forward to the views on Loop 3. Because once you get up there to get those views, you've done a majority of the climbing for Loop 3. And then it's a long, kind of slow, bouncy downhill. And I remember right before I finished, there's one of the aid stations that again, it feels lonely out there because it's dark and all sorts of stuff. But there was an aid station that had broth, and it was the first time I'd experienced broth during an ultra. And it was nectar from the gods. It was amazing. It was super cold, and I just drank this hot broth, and it was just like, whoa, I'm alive again. Just have a great time. I have so many fond memories of Cuyamaca, so I don't mean to go off for another 20 minutes on it. Miriam says, I wore the Challenger 4s last weekend and crushed and got second place at the Overlook 50 miler. No blisters. Miriam, amazing,
nice.
Amazing. Overlook 50 is no slouch either, and I know a lot of people that were running that one. That is a really good 50 miler. Way to get second place. And Deb is saying, you just need to get under 17 hours at Cuyamaca. You won't have any problem doing that. I think I was at 14-something hours. That was my first 100K. I took it really easy. So 17 hours is not totally doable. Totally doable. Brian says, I didn't know you got second. That is awesome. I probably saw you at the finish before I ran down the hill to start my sweeping. And Amber asking Brian what he didn't like about the Stinson. A lot of Hoka talk. And Miriam saying that I'm training well for the Rio del Lago 100. That'll be great. Rio del Lago is supposed to be a really good 100 as well. Great advice and info. Thank you, Ethan. You got it, Deb. Anything I can I can do to help get you guys out there to some of these races and a little bit more course knowledge. That was one thing that I wish. Anytime that I attempt a new race, I try to gather as much information as possible. And sometimes you get people's recounts that are like completely inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
So I try, every time I give advice, I try to be as accurate as possible. Like it happens all the time if we're standing at an aid station, or like we go outside of an aid station if we're just running along the trail and runners are coming in or something, like we're just spectating. I try to give them, you are 0.63 miles from the aid station. Like I try to give them the precise data, because the last thing you want is running into an aid station like, how far is it? And someone going, oh, like a mile?
That's
like,
why I don't like hearing from strangers giving me distances. I don't like it because I've had that.
I don't trust it.
Oh, you're only 2 miles away from the finish, and it's like 5 or 6 miles later,
Gary
and you're
Robbins.
like, where's the finish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always try to be as accurate as possible. So I hope that info is still accurate. The course might be different, Deb.
Yeah, it's running.
It might not even be in San Diego anymore. We'll see. People are talking about now ultras. Randy's saying, I was going to use my Ultra Olympus for the beginning of my trek, but the midsole separated from the upper. Oh no! No dealer to return them to my buying them at Western States 100 Ultra booth. Randy, I would reach out to Ultra though. Yeah, and that's what Brian's advice is as well. Randy, if you have ultras that are failing, like full on failing, and you were about to go to the Himalayas,
Yeah.
I would reach out to Ultra directly. Take pictures. They are very good. Hoka and Ultra and all these like kind of small. Well, Hoka's no longer small. I wouldn't even say Ultra is small anymore. But they will make it right. And they want their shoes to perform well. And especially if you're going on a big trek, a big thing where there's going to be probably pictures taken and videos taken of you in the Himalayas and stuff. They want their shoes to perform well. So yeah, don't hesitate. Anything? I wrote them an email. Still waiting for a response. Okay, good. Randy, I hope you laid it all out. Like, I'm going to the Himalayas. I'm on this big project. Here are my shoes. They're failing. And this goes for everybody. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to a brand and complain.
Most of them are pretty good.
Most of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen is them just saying, sorry, we can't do anything about it. That's the worst that can happen.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to take your shoes away and not give you anything back. The best thing that can happen is that you get a new pair of shoes. And in many, many cases, that is what they do. And I would even say this with like Nike and Adidas. If you have a pair of those types of shoes that is breaking down on you or not performing well, don't hesitate to follow up. Customer service. Go to a Nike store. Go to see someone in person. Just be like, listen, these are not performing well. These are not up to expectations.
Can you just unhide that comment for Randy? Oh no, just show.
Sorry. Oh, is that for Ultra? I see. Ultra's customer support is as good as Salomon. You'll be taken care of. Salomon was awesome for replacing my failing gear. See, these are big brands. Salomon is a huge brand.
Like I've heard people that had like Salomon flasks that failed after like years of use, and they're like, yeah, sure, here's some new ones.
One of my ski boots that I got last year was a Salomon ski boot, and I emailed immediately and was like, there's something that's failing on it. And the guy's like, just send me some photos. And it turned out to be more trouble than it was worth, because really what was going on was not that big of an issue at all. I thought it was, and it was not. Like one of the plastic pieces was overlaying in a specific way. But they were super responsive, and that's a huge global company. So, yeah. And don't ever hesitate, Randy. You know the drill. Don't hesitate to go to social. If for some reason, give them a chance to get you back on email or on phone. But yeah, don't hesitate to go to social and be like, my shoes are breaking down, and post pictures and tag them, because the last thing a brand wants is something on social like that. So I tried their phone number a number of times. No one answered the phone. I'll try that number. Thanks, Brian. Okay, cool. Randy, yeah, report back. We want to make sure you get some good shoes before you head out to the big mountains of the globe. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this month's GR Crew Live. We have a lot of fun doing these. We hope you guys do as well. For next month, if you've got questions, hold on to them. Bring them back for next month. We'll talk gear. We'll talk whatever. But please go have fun this weekend. GR is meant to be a fun experience and a community-driven building experience. If you haven't already joined that Strava club, there's a GRGR Strava group. So check your registrations. If you haven't registered yet, all Patreon members get the digital registration for free.
Yes.
That'll be up for the next couple of hours. I'm going to pull it here by the end of the day, but go register there now for free. The coupon is on Patreon. That just allows you to participate. You don't get any of the swag, but you get the ability to win awards and stuff like that. So please register and go have fun. Get your community together. Get your group of friends together. Get out. Get your 2 hours in. If you're running the Chicago Marathon or any of the other events that are taking place this weekend, crush it.
Oh, Miriam's throwing down.
I'll be attempting a third win. Miriam has this way of absolutely decimating the Elevation Gain Award. She,
Yeah.
I think last year, Miriam, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you run the day before? I think you did a 50K on Saturday, and then the next day you did Elevation Gain. I think the year before you also did something very similar. But Miriam is going for her three-peat of Elevation Gain for females. I think you're going to have some competition this year, Miriam. We have some elite members jumping in, but who knows what they're going for? We have no idea who's trying to compete for what. I know Chris Mako is going to be doing this, and he's like, I'm going to win the award. I'm like, award for what?
I think is he running a marathon?
He's doing
that
some other
day?
race, yeah. But it's one of those things where I'm like, is Mako going to go for the most mileage or most gain? Or is he just going to eat donuts the whole time? Because I wouldn't be surprised there either. Yeah, Miriam says Skyline to Sea 50K last year. Yep. Please just have fun. How much Elevation won last year? Josh, I was actually trying to think about that. We have a spreadsheet, I think, with all of our previous year's winners.
I think it's on my computer.
It's on Kim's computer. We need to keep that for each year, I think.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to go back and go, oh, this person did this in 2016. But Josh, I believe both male and female winners were around 4,000 or 5,000 feet. I think the male...
Miriam might be able to tell us what she did last year. I don't know.
Miriam, you beat 2 years ago with last year's, and I think you were at 4,100. Is that correct? Gain?
Ingen said, my goal will be
outside for 2 hours.
That is a great goal. I love it.
So, Ingen, just so you know, that is a very common goal with GRGR, and that is just fine.
A lot of people do that.
We have a lot of people who are either injured, and so they can't. This is why I continue to do GRGR and why I love it, is because it is not an event that only caters to those who are healthy, can go and run. It is a community-driven event. It is meant to just get people outside. There are awards for those who are going for, distance, gain, elevation, all that stuff. There are those awards, but there's also a lot to be said about just getting out and enjoying the time, the 2 hours, knowing that there are lots of people around the globe doing the same thing. My sister texted me this morning just basically saying, I haven't trained. I'm still going to go out and go for a 2 hour hike. Can you give me a recommendation of a place to go do that?
And there's a lot of people that just do that for the joy of being outside, and like what you just said, knowing that other people all around the world are doing the same thing, and they may not submit their results. We get that a lot. People that just want to take part, but maybe don't want to compete for anything, which is completely fine too. We support all of that.
That's part of the beauty of the event. I hope it continues and continues to grow, because I think the community is what makes it. Miriam says guys' record was just around 6,000 feet. Ladies was 42:14. Yeah, it was just over 4,000 feet of gain. That's crazy.
And Jeannie says, I'm taking my kids out with me again for mine, so that's my goal too. Get the family out and running-ish for 2 hours.
Yep.
See, that's the kind of stuff that we love to see. Love it.
That's, and Ingrid says, hopefully my shirt still fits after all the chocolate self-care that's been happening. That's awesome. Enjoy the chocolate, right? So, enjoy it. Get outside. Enjoy those 2 hours. Just smile. Physically make your face smile. Go somewhere that makes you happy, even if it requires a drive. Report back, Ingen. Let us know how it goes.
And if your shirt doesn't fit and you haven't washed or worn it, email me.
We'll make sure you have a shirt that fits.
But yes, smile, smile big, stupid, and goofy. That always kind of turns it around for me.
Oh boy, Josh, I've been mapping out the donut shops. Oh boy, it's gonna go down.
Don't forget to document it.
Don't forget to document it. So, worried I'll get to Krispy Kreme, though, and just stop there for 2 hours. You know, there's a funny video in that all on its own. Just, I'm participating in GR.
5 minutes in at Krispy Kreme.
Still a Krispy Kreme. 1 hour and 55 minutes. Still a Krispy Kreme. Just getting it done. Thank you, everybody, again, for the continued support on Patreon. You are the reason we're able to do this full time. So, we have lots of really great ideas for things to come. Films, projects, gatherings, all sorts of stuff. And because you guys are supporting us through Patreon, it allows us the creativity to like start creating these things. So it's a wonderful thing. We really, really appreciate it. And we hope you guys have a great time this weekend.
And just have fun. That's
have
what
fun.
it is. That's what it's for.
Great. Well, we'll see you. We'll see you Tuesday for the results show. Of course, you all know the drill. We will do this again in November. I can't believe we're already talking about November.
I know.
You are all wonderful human beings. You are all a wonderful community of supporting and warm welcomingness. The coffee has not kicked in yet. We should do another cup.
Yes.
Okay, guys, get out there, train hard, race harder. I'm part of the hardest.
I know I am.
I know I am. Okay, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.